Hello, BookTube, and it's time to do a tag. I've seen this tag going around a lot. It's the Get to Know Me in 25 Questions tag. I've done several tags that are similar to this with questions, but it's been a long time, and I've got a lot of new subscribers, so I thought I would give it a go. What is your channel about? Simply, it's books, but also like fiction and nonfiction. Not so much nonfiction at the moment for a couple of reasons, but I'm hoping to slide back into that. Uh, Also, films, classic films, combining the two. And as one subscriber said, the sort of the artistry and people of the first several decades of the 20th century. I sort of celebrate that kind of stuff. And then number two, how old are you? 56. I had to think about that. Um, Three, what's your relationship status? Look at the piles of books around me, and the box behind me, and the way the shelves are. Do I really need to answer that question? Um, did you go to college slash occupation? Yes, I went to university. I went to university for archaeology. Where are you from slash live? I'm from Canada originally, and I live in the UK. Looking back, what would you have told your 10-year-old self? A lot, but I suppose it would be that, things are going to be, you're going to have bad patches and you're going to have good patches. Hopefully, some advice to alleviate the bad patches, but also to relish the good patches. To really, really relish the good patches. Number seven, tell us about your family. I do have parents and I have siblings. Number eight, what is your favorite holiday? Now, I've seen a few people talk about this, and there's two that actually are, but I think, like Halloween, I like, and not the dressing up or anything like that, but I like as an excuse to read my ghost stories, and I do that usually in October. But I think my favorite is Christmas. It's something that's never been celebrated sort of as a gift thing and things like that with the tree and all that. But I do love uh, Christmas sort of stories, the lore around it, and classic Christmas films. I really, really like those, and radio Christmas, adaptations, or the your favorite, or whatever drama or comedy they do a Christmas special, and also turkey. It's the one year that I really go all out and roast a turkey and everything like that. And I read Charles Dickens's Christmas Carol every year, most years I should say. And I either read it Christmas Eve, and that if I read it Christmas Eve, it means that I'm having people over on Christmas Day. But usually I don't, so I read the Christmas Carol while my turkey is roasting. Number nine. Do you have if you have no budget? What is your dream vacation? Well, I'm taking this to mean that yeah, I could do anything, and I'm combining two things. I think it's almost like a bucket list type thing. But the main thing would be to travel all over the world, however length of time it would take, going to bookshops and things like that, and buying books and shipping them all back to a palatial estate. Um, and I also want to go to Africa. I've been to Egypt, but not sort of sub-Saharan Africa. And there's many places I want to see, but specifically South Africa, a lot there. Rorke's Drift, Isandlwana, other Zulu battlefields, uh, and then go a little north to the ruins of Zimbabwe and around there, and uh, see Victoria Falls. Um, a couple years ago, I think it was, that I saw pictures that there was no water running over Victoria Falls. So I don't know what's happened since then, but that really says something that the environment is screwed. Yeah, and other places, like there's archaeological sites in Turkey. I want to go back to the United States, the Four Corners, to look at the Anasazi ruins and go to Monument Valley, um, uh, Grand Canyon, and also to visit a place in southwest Wisconsin at the confluence of the Wisconsin and Mississippi rivers. And I won't say why or who. The those who know me, I guess, or gotten to know me through this, and have a little knowledge of that area or who is from there, may guess. So take your shot down in the comments. Yeah, and that type of thing. Just going to places like that and spend an extended period of time. Name your biggest pet peeves. There's a lot. There's sort of speech things that people use here in the UK. Like people use bruv, and stuff like that. I hate it. I hate that. Or in it, and things like that. I really, really dislike. And that's another thing I dislike. That. It's very noisy around here, and people at 3 a.m. screaming and hauling down the street, drunks, and they seem to all stop below my window and argue. And that comes to people who just have no clue, like they just don't think that what they're doing affects other people around them, and and I don't mean in a grand scale, like people do things, that affects the world and stuff like that so much, but that, that's also too, but it's more on a personal level that you do something like that at 3 a.m. Don't you realize that people are sleeping or trying to sleep? It doesn't even come into these people, and you just want to bitch slap them, Um, and let's see, what book changed your life? I can't really answer that question at all. I really can't. I can't think of anything that works, that changed. There's ones that have enhanced, and books in general have enhanced. So I'll leave it at that. What simple invention improved the world? The ability to make good dark ale, not lager, ale. Number 13, favorite movies / TV shows. There's so many films, silent films, the classic films like pre 1960 or pre 1965 in general. Silent films, Faust, City Girl, Metropolis, uh, The Last Laugh, Dr. Mabuse. The list goes on, and silent, into sound era, the Thin Man films I love, and we just did two of some of my favorites, or two West. Well, there are three there, but yeah, I'll say all three. The Searchers, Oxbow Incident, and True Grit are sort of favorites, and there's many more. TV shows, there are a few, but I'll stick to right now because it's coming up in August. Is Babylon 5, and doing a reading, and hopefully others will join in or watch the show for the novelizations of Babylon 5. So it's called Babylon 5 2022, and I'll be doing another announcement of that about the middle of the month. And other other TV shows, and another one that's coming up in August. Gareth at uh, uh, Books, Music, and Books, Music, Magic, etc. I think it is doing Audible August, which I think is just a fabulous thing. It's like reading books, fiction or nonfiction, that has to do with music, and I thought, oh, this is the perfect time for me to read 3 books, a trilogy. It's a trilogy of TV shows too. It's called the Beiderbecke trilogy. And the first one was a novelization written from the first series, but the others were then books and then turned into the episodes, the series. So I wanted to do that. It's two teachers, a couple, and the one they solve sort of crimes each series, and he's a big Spiderback fanatic, so I want to read the books for that. Another one, it's the same actor on there too, as James Bolam, is the ship came in. I think that's called. It's set after the Second World War, and it goes up to the Civil War. It's excellent. Um, Describe yourself using three fictional characters. Okay. Rooster Cogburn, um, Rumpel the Bailey, and Jeeves. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. try to figure out those combinations. Um, 19. If you could pick any book character, who would you spend the day with? That's a really tough one, but I'm reading the Isaac Asimov Future History, and I would say R. Daniel Oliva, that was introduced in Caves of Steel, Naked Sun, Robots at Dawn, and Robots at Empire, and on and on. Number 20. I think I've got them all. Number 20. What is your spirit animal? Glenfiddich. 25-year-old single malt whiskey. What old person thing do you do? Moan and groan? And occasionally I sort of go, oh, what is with people today? Young people. Occasionally. And the other thing is that I'm assuming, I'm calling this an old person thing, is that you're talking to someone, and you're talking, about something that happened maybe 40 years ago or so, or 30 some years ago. And, you expect that person to maybe know something about that or remember it. Then you realize that could be 10, 20 years before they were born. Yeah, that. Where do you see yourself in... Oh, no, sorry. Oh, no. Do you have a hidden talent? I've got a picture here to show that I have... Well, it's a talent I'd like to have. It's a let's put it this way. It's a talent that I would like to develop. Hopefully let me get the brightness down. There you go. It's from a medieval manuscript. It's called the butt trumpet. The only thing is, I kind of wonder, do I need to learn how to read music? And then 23, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Yeah. Share an item and tell us its significance. I couldn't get to it, but it's a Marshalltown trowel. And it's seen a few things. It's traveled with me to a few places in the world. It's way behind. It's in a cabinet that I can't access now. And it started out 6 inches long, and by sharpening it, because it's sometimes, depending on the kind of excavation I was doing, and just wear, it's misshapen a little bit, and it's worn down. Yeah, and because it was my trowel, and it's the only sort of... Oh no, I brought a couple other objects with me from Canada, which I can't show either. That's maybe for a future thing, but it's one of the things that I brought, and I will never get rid of it. It's just I don't have it sort of to hand at the moment. So yes, a Marshalltown trowel, excavation trowel. So yeah, and the 25th question is tag people, but it's been going around a lot, and I was not tagged on this, so I won't tag anybody. So yeah, so there you go, BookTube. There is the Get to Know You in 25 Questions tag, I think. So I'll come back probably tomorrow with another one. I was tagged on by Mark, had book time with Elvis on, I think, the Bay Summer tag, I think. See you next time, BookTube.